All right, so the first one you guys voted on is factoring quadratics with a equals 1. So this is what we did last week. And also you should have done this at some point in Algebra 1. So for a equals 1, so if you think about the general form of a quadratic, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. And the deal with saying a equals 1, well, when you have a equal to 1, then basically it doesn't need to be there because 1 times x squared is x squared. So this is what we're talking about. So we've talked about the x method. That's when you are multiplying to make one number and adding to make the other. So let me ask you guys this. If we have x squared plus 13x plus 40. I want to hear from y'all. You can write in the chat or you can unmute and say something. What number are we multiplying to make? Do you guys remember without me putting the letter there? What number will we be multiplying to find? Awesome. So Brian direct messaged me and he got it right. Anyone else? This is why I like the direct messaging, because then one person can answer and it doesn't spoil it for everyone else. Anyone else want to give it a try? Okay, let me see. All right, Abriana got it. Okay, I have a couple other answers that I'm responding to. Okay, so as I wrote to a couple people directly, the multiplication is C, okay? So whatever number is in the spot of C, that's what you're multiplying to make. So now, are there any more people? I had a couple people that were able to get it without that. Are there any more people that want to tell me what it is now that you know it's C? What number are we multiplying to get here? Anyone? Maybe the people that already knew it. Let me see. I'm going to prompt some people. Lindsay's back. Okay. I got some feedback. So C lines up with 40. So what are we adding to make? New question. What number, or do we need to find two numbers that add to make? In other words, what number goes down here? Ulysses got it.
Remember, we already used C. It wouldn't be C.
Okay. I have one other answer. Anyone else? Aubriana got it? Oh, Brian Paz is here. I gotta update the attendance. Okay. I'm gonna take it from there. So if C is multiplication, then B is addition. So our B will be 13. All right, so if you guys recall, now we are trying to find two mysterious numbers that multiply to make 40 and add to make 13. So our first step is to come up with all the numbers pairs that we can think of that multiply to make 40. So to get started, the easiest one that everybody tends to forget, you can always do 1 times the number. So 1 times 40 is 40. So I started you off. Now let's hear from everyone else. What are some more pairs of numbers that multiply to make 40? There are three more pairs. Awesome. Brian Aguero gave me 10 times 4. 2 more. Ulysses gave me 5 times 8. 1 more. And Miss Gardner gave me 2 times 20, 40. Okay, so that's all that there is. So we have that. And so we know these are basically our answer choices, right? One of these 4 answer choices will be our number. And we know that it meets our times 40, times to equal 40 criteria. Now we got to see which one matches our adds to 13 criteria. So we take all these multiplications and turn them into plus signs. 1 plus 40 is 41. 4 plus 10 is 14. 5 plus 8 is 13. And 2 plus 20 is 22. So once you see this, obviously you can tell which one adds to 13. Beautiful. So you've got your 2 mystery numbers. Now, does anyone remember how I take 5 and 8 and write them as actual factors? Anyone remember that last step of kind of setting them up as factors? What they would look like? Sometimes people do it so absentmindedly that they don't even think about it as a step, but so if your numbers are 5 and 8, what are your factors? So as a hint, some people might not know the vocabulary, so you might not know what I'm looking for. But the factors will go in like here. Awesome, yes. Brian Aguero wrote x plus 5. Question is what, if you have the numbers 5 and 8 as your mystery numbers, what do your factors look like? So Brian Aguero said x plus 5, that is one of them. So it should be kind of clear to people what the other one is. Model your guess after what Brian said for the first factor. Awesome, yes, Aubriana gave me x plus 8. So this is your final answer for factoring. So basically, factoring is what everybody asked for the most. How many votes did it get? Let me see. Got 6 votes. 6 out of 9 people wanted to review this, so hopefully this helps. Okay, so you assign your C and B, find the pairs of numbers that multiply to make your C, choose from those which one makes your B, and then write it as factors. I can write that as steps. Assign your C and B, list the pairs of numbers that multiply to make C, choose from those pairs which pair adds to make B, rewrite chosen numbers as factors. Okay. So there's your steps. All right. It looks like Miss Gardner left. Thank you for being good, you guys. I think that she did okay. Okay. So I'm thinking I will take that little steps thing that was useful and save it. Okay. Any questions on this factoring quadratics with a equals 1 thing?
Ms. Kurtz, should they take notes?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always a good idea to take notes. But especially like maybe writing down that that list of steps. I could even, if people want to, let's see, I could put assigning these is step 1. Here's step 2 is making the list. Step 3 is choosing which one you want to adds to make B. And then step 4 is writing it as factors, if that helps people. Kind of showing you in our process where the steps are. Okay. Any questions on this? Does anyone feel like they have a better sense of factoring quadratics now?
Good morning. Pardon this interruption. Teachers
Awesome.
and students, if you forgot to take your yearbook pictures, please report to the auditorium during your English class. Again, students and teachers.
Sorry, there's an announcement going on.
Pictures,
I will be distracted if I try to keep talking.
During your English class. Thank you.
If you forgot to take yearbook pictures, you can come up today or tomorrow, I think, and do it. Okay. All right. So let's move on to factoring quadratics with a greater than 1. Let's see. What I want to do is keep most of this stuff here so that I can show you how the similarities and differences between this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. So with a greater than 1, that just means I actually have my a here instead of just x squared. So let me see. What's one that I could do? See. Okay. So we've got 3x squared plus 22x plus 24. Ooh, that's going to be good. And I'm going to edit my list of steps as we change it up just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, so the first edit I'm going to make, hang on, here's what I want, is that now instead of just C up here, it's going to be A times C. So this was just C, now it's A times C. So somebody said 66, that would be A times B. 3 times 22 is 66. A times C will be 3 times 24. Okay. All right, so Brian Aguero said 72. So 3 times 24 is 72. It has a lot of factor pairs. And our B is still the same, 22. It's a funny 22 looking. Okay. So this just changes to A times C. So list the pairs of numbers that multiply to make A times C. So now we're doing this for 72 instead of 40. All right, so give me some number pairs that multiply to make 72. I think there's kind of a lot. Let me see. Okay, there's 6 pairs. Awesome. Ulysses gave me 8 times 9. There's 5 more. What's the easiest one? Awesome. Brian Aguero gave me 6 times 12. That's a good one to get it out of the way. I'm impressed with that one. Aviana got the easy one. It's 71 times 72. I say the easy one, but it actually isn't necessarily easy because it's also very easy to forget about it. So good job. Okay, so we've gotten half of them. So start thinking about, say, 72 is an even number. What does that mean? And then you can also think about, you know, if 8 times 9 is 72, then any number that goes into 8 also goes into 72. Any number that goes into 9 also goes into 72. And you can figure out what those match up with. Come on, friends and neighbors. Let's get some more. Awesome. Brian gave me 4 times 18. And Ulysses gave me 3 times 24. Sweet. We're only missing 1 now. So for this one that we're missing, I want to say, what does it mean when you have an even number? 72 is an even number. That means what number always goes into it? Yeah, Ulysses gave it to me. 2 times 36. Okay, so this is all we got. So that was step 2 here. List the pairs of numbers that multiply to make A times C. So number 3, step 3 stays the same as it was for A equals 1. Choose from those pairs which pair adds to make B. So I'm changing all of this to plus. 8 plus 9 is 17. 12 plus 6 is 18. 1 plus 72 is 73. 18 plus 24 is, 18 plus 4 is 22. Looking good. 27 and 38. So we can choose which one adds to 22. Okay, Lindsay, I got you. And it is 4 and 18. Beautiful. Okay. So step 4 says rewrite chosen numbers as factors. So we can start off doing that. And then that's where we have a little extra step. Divide both numbers by A. So our A, as we know, is 3. So when I say divide both numbers by A, there we go. Heck yeah, okay, Abriana's on it and Brian's on it. You guys are on it. Okay, divide both numbers by A, and then for numbers that don't divide evenly, move A to the front of the factor. So this might be where some people get a little confused. So as Abriana and Brian were telling me in the chat, for numbers that don't divide evenly, move A to the front of the factor. So 4 over 3, that does not divide evenly out. It comes out to 1.33333333, which is not a whole number. So moving it to the front just means that I rewrite it with the 3 in front of the X. Now over here, 18 divided by 3 does divide out evenly. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So, ba-boom. That's your final answer. So, you know, the first 4 steps, the 4 steps of the factoring for A equals 1 are pretty much the same, only A times C instead of just C. But then it's just this little thing at the end, this weird thing about dividing both numbers by A that that is different. Okay. Are there any questions about this? Factoring quadratics with A greater than 1. Thank you, Ms. Villas. How are we supposed to know to divide? Okay. You know to divide if your A is not 1. Anytime your A is not 1, you're going to be dividing here. Okay, so this number, I'll do it in a different color. This number right here. If there is a number in front of your x squared, then you divide, and you divide by that number, right? I mean, you could just say always divide, but when a is 1, you're dividing by 1, which doesn't change anything, right? So yeah. Does that answer your question? Someone asked, how are we supposed to know to divide? Okay, yeah. Anytime that there is a number in front of x squared, you have to divide at the end. Okay. All right, so that was the second topic that you guys selected. Now, the third one, we had a three-way tie, converting standard form to vertex form, solving square root equations, and domain and range of square root functions. Okay, I'm just gonna choose here. I'm gonna talk about converting standard form to vertex form because I think that's pretty easy actually, but also we haven't done it since before winter break. So I feel like it's something where a lot more people could get it if we just do a quick review and then it's fresh in your mind for the test. So converting standard form to vertex form. And then if we still have time, I might do another one. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to clear this, because this is a whole new thing. All right, so converting from standard form to vertex form. So we have standard form of a quadratic function is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, what we just used for factoring, right? That's what you see the most often. Now, vertex form, here, I'm going to draw little arrows. This is standard form. Vertex form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So that's vertex form. And side note here, HK is your vertex. Okay, so converting from standard form to vertex form. So you need Desmos for this. And let's see. I am going to prepare something. X squared plus 12x. Let's see. It's 13. Okay. Whoa. Are you guys seeing this? My screen is suddenly messed up, like really bad. What the hell? My computer's freaking out. I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't even know if I'm on the Zoom anymore. Can you guys see my screen? If you guys are still there, can someone unmute and tell me if you're seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Okay. Seems like my computer is super messing up. Eee, I don't know how to fix this. I can't see anything except this. Yeah, Pretty sure I'm gonna have to shut my computer down. Well, this is inconvenient. Okay, gang. I wonder if my recording will be saved if I just exit everything. Not that I really have any choice. Okay, tell you what, people, if you're willing to come back, we still have like 35 minutes of class. I'm gonna shut down my computer, so I assume that I'll end the Zoom, and I'll try to restart, and I'll post in the Google Classroom if I'm back up. But I gotta just manually shut down my computer. Hopefully. See.